My name is Caleb Conrad. I'm 24 years old, and this is my story. So, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I was actually born in Manhattan, but born and raised in Brooklyn, and I lived there until I was 18 years old. When I was probably 5 or 6 years old, we were visiting some family friends out in Pennsylvania, and my dad introduced me to fishing for the first time. We're just catching, bluegills on worms, and I remember the first time I caught that first bluegill, like the first fish I ever caught, I was instantly obsessed. Growing up in the city, like none of my friends did it. It was foreign to them, no one fished at all. So it was tough for me to be able to explore that outlet. And as I got older, I kind of fell away from fishing a little bit. I only really did it when I was on vacation. I didn't fish Prospect Park Lake, which is where I grew up and learned how to fish as much as when I was a kid. And I really got into music. Playing the drums was my big passion. So on December 18th, 2012, I was 16 years old and everything changed. My brother killed himself. He committed suicide, and it blindsided all of us. So it wasn't like he was someone that was getting bullied or anything like that. He was a very happy. He was an awesome older brother. I mean, bottom line, he was the best older brother that I could have ever asked for, and my only regret through all that is just not telling him that I loved him more. Everyone has their own demons they battle with, and everyone has their own touch of mental health issues. And there's a lot that led to him deciding to take his own life. Essentially, there's a lot going on there. So after I lost him, I went through about a year and a half period where I was just depressed. I mean, people talk about depression, but I mean, I was really really down. I kind of just got sick of it. One day I was just like, what, like, why am I like this? What's the point of life? Like when you go through something that's so drastic like that, and you stop caring about the little things. I woke up and said, I just want to be happy. I decided that I should start pursuing that. I was 16 when I lost him, so I was a junior in high school, and then by the time I got into this phase, it was you're going through the college process, and I decided I wanted to study fishing in school. I ended up at ESF for 4 years, and that's really where I fell back into bass fishing. So it was at ESF that I really discovered my love for tournament bass fishing. Within the first couple weeks there, I came to find out they had a bass fishing team, and I started hanging out with those guys. And it wasn't until I fished my first real college tournament. It was an FLW tournament on Smith Mountain Lake. That was really the moment that I realized that tournament fishing was something that I might want to do, for the rest of my life. I remember it clearly. It was the first morning of practice. It was pretty cold. It was right after finals week, and it was my first time riding in a bass boat, and I was just amazed by it. I was just like, thought everything was so cool, and we blasted off to go run to our first spot or run down the lake at like 70, and it's cold, and I was just like, this is awesome. This is insane. This is probably what I want to do with my life. If I can, because I'd always watched. I watched the Bassmasters as a kid, but being from the city, you never think like, oh, I can do that because it's so foreign. This was the first moment I was like, huh, maybe this is something I could do. Even still, I wasn't really like laser focused on it. I started fishing tournaments then. I joined a local club. I started fishing as a koi angler, and I had some success as a koi angler. My second year in the New York Bass Nation, I ended up winning one of them, so that gave me some confidence. But I was also getting frustrated. I hated being at the mercy of someone else. Like, I hated the randomness of it. And I realized I really needed a boat if I was gonna be able to learn and start to compete. So it was in 2017. It was actually Easter Sunday of 2017 that I finally was able to save up enough to purchase my first bass boat. And it was after that purchase that's when I really became like laser focused. Like, I just started devoting all my time, energy, and attention to this dream I had, still have, of fishing professionally. The reason I'm so addicted to tournament fishing is because I'm pretty competitive. I have a competitive personality, and I'm pretty hard-headed. So seeing as how like focused I was on fishing and how competitive I am, like, I want to be the best. I want to make it fishing professionally, but I also want to be the best. I want to be one of the greatest to ever do it. Like, that's my goal, is to be a name that everyone knows. I want to be winning multiple big tournaments. My goal now, present day, going forward, is to fish as many tournaments as I can, to gain as much experience as I can, because I still have a lot to learn. I mean, I'm not to the level I need to be at yet, and I understand that. I mean, and the only way you can get to that level is by getting out there and putting yourself in those situations, in tournaments, on the water. So I'm going to get there eventually. It might take me 5 years, it might take me 20 years. I might face a million setbacks, I might face 100. The bottom line is, as long as I just keep pushing forward, and no matter how many times I fail or no matter how many setbacks get thrown my way, as long as I keep getting up and learning from them and getting stronger and being a better angler as time goes on, I'm going to get there eventually. What the Grind Series is an idea I've had for a couple years. I just want to film that process. I want to film that journey of trying to get to the highest level, but I'm really starting at the bottom. I'm fishing the BFL circuit this year, and I just want to document everything. I just want to show those setbacks I faced, the hardships, the sacrifice. I essentially want to show what it's like to be a young man who's just grinding out, trying to make it to the tour. And that's what this series is going to be. It's going to just be showing everything. And I don't really care what happens or what I have to do to get there. I'm going to get there.